So in my current role, I'm the Pathways to Employment Coordinator at Interchange Centre East, and we're always visiting and exploring different ways that we can get volunteers to get into the paid employment or point them in the right direction. The most important takeaway for me is probably having a look at seeing what sort of diversity plan we have at Interchange. I think it's really important to have people of all sorts, of all backgrounds in your workforce, and I think that resembling something that's in your local community is really important. So I'd like to see how and what we can do to improve that.
So my name's Kevin. I work for the Department of Health and Human Services out in Ringwood in the Outer East, and what brought me here today is part of my work is to work in the area of population health and community wellbeing. So what really brought me here was just the opportunities of helping community and wellbeing and very much around inclusiveness and volunteering. So I know, and I think we know, that by everybody in the community being included and having an opportunity to participate, that helps both the individual's health and well-being, but it also helps the well-being and health of a community. So that's really why I'm here today, is to really listen to the conversation and see what I can do in my work to contribute to that. So it's been a great forum to attend and participate in, because there is a real diversity of people here and experience and knowledge. So the most powerful thing is the forum was a really good place to hear all those ideas and experiences and opportunities. So that, for me, has been the most powerful thing. And in terms of the actions, I think there's not really one action that I think was really powerful, but there was a combination of both actions at a very strategic or perhaps a higher level, but also some very practical level actions about organisations that are perhaps doing some good work in this place, in this space about volunteering and inclusion, mentoring or working with other organisations perhaps that haven't got the confidence or experience of that. One of the other important things from the forum today was the actions that I heard was people with a lived experience of disability and the things that they found helpful and important in terms of finding roles as well. So one of the actions was being able to capture some of that knowledge and experience, and for everybody in the room to hear that and be able to include that in what they are doing.
I grew up in a background with my parents as educational psychologists, where the ability for everyone to meet their potential was absolutely central. And in my role as coordinator of the volunteering and Manningham program at DontCare, we meet many people who have a disability and who are looking for volunteering positions. And at times it just breaks my heart when we don't find a position for them. In my role, we've run numbers of workshops on inclusion and volunteering, disability awareness, NDIS, and I still don't think that it's increased the capacity of organisations to engage volunteers with a disability. So I was absolutely delighted to be involved in the Inner East PCP and to work from that through to the Victoria Alive Forum, so that really we could gather so much of the wisdom and knowledge that's already existing in our community and to help with some structures and mechanisms that will move us forward. I'm a trainer, and we always say the wisdom is in the room, and we also talk about peer learning, and for me that was the greatest thing, just the wisdom, the knowledge, the practical experience, the insights, the ideas that were expressed by the participants in today's forum. And in particular, the point I said was let's learn from each other, but more than that, I think that it's very important if an organisation is going to put all the work that's needed to have an inclusive volunteering community, for them to have an incentive. And they've got the rainbow tick, and they've got this sort of tick and that sort of tick, and volunteer standards. And I thought that Dom's point about having a tick for inclusive volunteering was tremendously important.
So I came to the forum because I was wanting to learn from people's knowledge and experience and background. There's a huge wealth of local knowledge and regional knowledge in the room, and I was just fairly new, wanted to learn and get as much information as I could from everybody else, really, to see how I could support them.
I think my team and I are really keen to ensure that volunteering opportunities at our organisation are available to anyone in the community who would like to come and work with us and support our patients and our community. And I think that we still have a lot to learn as an organisation in terms of how to be inclusive, and I think it was really important to come and hear and participate in this forum so that we can really be a part of this movement and make sure that we come away with some actions and some commitments to do that. I think it's common sense. I think the most powerful thing that I got out of this is that we need to treat everyone the same. That the way that we include anyone who wants to be a volunteer is to make our roles inclusive, to be flexible, to think about how we can create meaningful roles for any community member who wants to come and volunteer with us, and that requires us to change. It requires us to think differently about how we create our roles and how we offer flexibility in that for any community member, whether they have a disability or not.